What the flip is up, guys? It's your girl Brooke Nicole, and this is my life through a camera lens.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
I'm going to start off by saying that I tried to film this video yesterday and just about everything that could go wrong went wrong. The lighting wasn't working with me. It was like overcasty, so the sun was going in and out behind the clouds. My neighbor decided he wanted to mow his lawn. I had homie over here through the woods having target practice. I don't even know. It was just like everything that could go wrong filming wise was going wrong. So it just didn't turn out that great. So I was like, oh, I'll come out here today and refilm. It's beautiful outside. The lighting's working with me. It's peaceful. It's quiet. My daughter's napping. It was great. Sat everything up, and then neighbor over here wants to build some stuff. Then I got homie back here who decided to cut down a tree in his front yard. Y'all, I don't even know. I'm gonna go ahead and say, if there's any background noise, I apologize. Hopefully it's not too crazy. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed, and we're gonna pray hard that I don't have to refilm this video for a third time. Are we surprised? We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be, because this is my luck. Yeah. Anywho, as you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm gonna be hitting y'all with a frequently asked questions video, military life edition. Yeah, we'll call it that. The most traction any of my videos have ever gotten are my military related videos, and that's in the history of my YouTube posting career. So with that being said, I feel like this video is long overdue, and for that I am sorry. I get so many questions in the comment section of those videos almost daily still, even on my older videos that I posted years ago. And while I try and respond to every single comment, it's very difficult to not only respond to all of the comments, but also to give y'all like my genuine, like full on response, because some of the responses to the questions are just a lot lengthier than I can put in like a quick little message. So I thought it would be fun to make a video dedicated to answering y'all's questions. I feel like, especially when it comes to military life and military relationships, it's very easy to feel isolated, especially from like civilian friends that might not quite understand what you're going through. I just want you to know you're not alone. So if I can reach and touch just one person and let them know you are not alone, there's a whole community of people out there that are going through the same emotions and feelings that you are, then my job is done. We have succeeded. I just want to create a little community for you guys so y'all can chit chat back and forth with each other, share your experiences, give each other advice. I really hope this video helps and touches at least one person. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get into it. Oh, you see what I'm talking about? Okay. I can't catch a break. So before we even get into the comments, I just really quickly want to state that I am in no way saying that I know everything there is to know about the military and military lifestyle. I'm not saying that my advice is the advice you should take. Who knows, like what works for me might not work for you, and that is okay. I just kind of want, I don't know, just have like a little girl chat. Like if I was sitting down talking to my best friend and she asked me these questions, I'm gonna respond to y'all how I would her. Take what I say and my advice with a grain of salt. We can all help each other out here. I am not saying I know everything, because we all know that is not true. I scooted over a little, so hopefully the glare isn't driving y'all crazy anymore. So I'm just gonna go through and read off the comments. So if you see me looking down on my phone, that's why I'm just reading the comments. Most of the people are kind of giving you a backstory on how they are tied into the military life before they ask the question. My boyfriend leaves for 9 months in March with minimal communication when he's on a boat. We are super new, as it's only been about 3 months. He's in a different state, so I don't see him physically much already, but we talk every day, and we haven't decided what we are going to do after he leaves. What would your advice be on deciding what's worth it with newer relationships? We were thinking about allowing casual dates, but not serious stuff, but also I don't know. Any advice would help. This one's a little tricky. I feel like it's really nice that y'all have already gotten a taste of what distance is like, because I feel like that's going to help you a ton while he's gone. I feel like distance can be really good, especially at the beginning of a relationship, because it almost forces you to take things slow and to really get to know the person and to build that foundation of friendship rather than jumping straight into, you know, the lusty love part of a relationship. Not that that's bad, but having that firm foundation of friendship before like a relationship, I feel like is so important. And distance forces you to do that. It forces you to get to know that person on a deeper level now. I hope I'm making sense. I would definitely suggest at least trying to see if it works, because you never know. Even if it doesn't work out, at least that way you'll know that you gave it a shot and you know for a fact that, okay, this isn't the right fit, like this wasn't the right thing for me. But I feel like if you don't at least try, you're always gonna have that what if factor lying in the back of your head, and you don't want that. You never know what could happen. If you don't try, you'll never know. You know what I mean? Because I'm a firm believer that if it's meant to be, it'll be. That's just me. And then as for allowing the whole casual dating thing, I know a lot of people that are in open relationships. It honestly depends on you and what you feel comfortable with. I personally would not be able to mentally separate the boxes. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Like if I'm seeing someone, it's because I see a genuine connection there that I want to build on. And if you don't want to build on that with someone, then I don't really see the point. But at the same time, people do it all the time. It's kind of to each their own and what you feel comfortable with. I just know me, I couldn't see someone without getting feelings. Does that make sense? But it's totally up to you. I would just talk with him. I would be completely transparent and see where y'all both lie. And my camera shut off a little bit. If you want, try it out. And if it doesn't work, just be like, listen, homie, this is not working for me. I'm gonna need to be exclusive. Just be open. Communication. Communication is key. My boyfriend lives in Australia and is in an airfield defense guard there. We met when I lived there for 3 months, and now I'm back in the US finishing up school and working. We've been together since January, so almost 3 months. I'm just trying to figure out how to cope with this little communication. I know this relationship is definitely worth it for me, and he knows it too. It's one of those things that you just kind of get acclimated to, you just adjust to, because you have no choice. Like I've said in previous videos, communication is one of, if not the most important aspect in a relationship, at least to me anyways. I feel like you need a good line of open communication with your partner, or you're just not going to be able to make it work. Like it will not be successful if you can't make that happen. It sounds really cliche and really dumb. Stay busy. Sometimes when it comes to them, especially being on deployment, they don't have access to Wi-Fi, so they're not able to talk to you as much, or they're just busy. When they're on deployment, they're there to work. And so their work days, for the most part, go from, a 9 to 5 to a 14 to 16 hour day, and they just don't have the time to pick up the phone. So just try and remind yourself, like, this season will not last forever. It will pass eventually, but also be open with them. Tell them, like, hey, I feel like we're not talking as much as maybe we could. Let's try and set up dates so you can have like movie dates with each other, or FaceTime dates. Like set up a time throughout the day where y'all have a designated time to talk no matter what, and maybe that'll help. It's gonna take a lot of adjusting, and you'll kind of get into a rhythm and a new routine to where it kind of just blends. And I know that sounds crazy, but it just kind of happens because you don't have any choice but to be okay with it. In some situations, they should make time to talk to you when they can. My partner is away on deployment for a year and a bit. I miss him, but recently I've been selfish and not recognizing the fact that he's the one that's deployed, and all of the emotions he must be going through must be really difficult. This is so true. And honestly, it took me a little bit to kind of come to terms with this myself, because you don't think about it. You think about, oh my gosh, I'm so sad, he's gone. But you also have to remember that while yes, it's sad and your life changed because they're no longer here 24/7, your day-to-day life is relatively normal. It didn't change that much apart from them being gone. You're still gonna go to work, you're still gonna have your same routine, you're gonna be around your friends, you're gonna be around your family, you're still living in the same house, whatever the case may be. Your life didn't change that much apart from them not being here. But for them, their entire world just got flipped upside down. And I don't want to sound dramatic, but their day-to-day life and their day-to-day routine is completely different than what it was when they were home. They are now in a new environment, they're in a new city, a new state, a new country with completely new people. They're away from, friends, family. When they go on deployments, a lot of times they're working with completely different people, because you have all of these different squadrons from all over the world coming together to work for a certain amount of time. So just keep that in mind. Like, while yes, your life is hard back home, it is exceptionally hard for them, and it gets very lonely and they get sad. You'll notice that your significant other is gonna become lovey-dovey and mushy, even more so when they're on deployment 9 times out of 10. They definitely go through a roller coaster of emotions. While yes, it's nice, like they get a little bit of a break from home, they get to go on a mini vacation, I feel like that sense of it wears off really quickly. quickly, and they go from being, oh yeah, this is nice, to, okay, I'm ready to be back home. I'm ready to be back in my bed. I'm ready to be back with my significant other. One thing that I like to do is make care packages. It's just a way to kind of send a piece of home to them, especially during the holidays. What do you do if your boyfriend is having doubts about continuing the relationship with you while in basic training? I want to at least try. I'm not the type to give up, but we are two different people. What would you guys recommend? I'm super sad about it right now. Okay, first off, I'm so sorry. I just want to give you a big hug. This news just really sucks regardless. Apart from like obviously being transparent with him about how you're feeling, I would tell him like, hey, I really want to give this a shot. I think that we can make this work. I'm really into you. But also, I just want you to kind of be mindful of where he's coming from, in the sense that, not that you're pressuring him, but I would never tell my friends to go after someone who doesn't want to be with them, because you have to think, he's about to leave. He's going to be away, and long distance is hard enough. It is already a struggle in keeping the strongest relationships alive. If he's going into this with doubts, I don't see the success rate being that great, because you want someone who's going to be devoted to you and loyal to you and prioritize you. And if he's not in that mindset when he leaves, I feel like he's just going to distance himself more and more after he's gone. And it's very easy to distance yourself from someone when you're not in the same place as them physically. As much as I hope this works for you, it's going to be difficult, him already kind of having one foot out the door. So just be mindful of that. I would just think about it. I'm a firm believer that if he's into you and he will make time for you, and you deserve that. You deserve someone who is going to make you his top priority, who's not going to have any doubts about you and y'all's relationship, who is all in. So if he's not all in, girl, bye. You deserve better than that. Hi, I'm not in a relationship with this guy who's in the Navy, but we're looking forward to when we meet. I met him through online almost a year ago. We're very transparent. We do video calls though, not as often as before due to his work. It's been a crazy ride. We broke up because I was being needy, but I learned not to, so we got back together again. However, I'm relapsing to being needy and struggling again. I hate that I would think stupid stuff like seeing other guys instead, but I know he's just the best, and to be honest, I don't see not being with him in the future. I don't think I can live without him. LOL, not to be dramatic, just being honest. Also never said this out loud. I just find this hard, and any advice would do, and prayers. Thank you so much for this video. Girl, you're welcome. I hope it was able to help ease your mind in any way, shape, or form. I'm glad y'all are being transparent. I'm glad y'all make time for each other with video calls and stuff. That's definitely a priority, I think. But I don't think it's bad that you're being needy or you're struggling with things. It kind of sounds to me, oh, there we go with cutting down trees again. Sorry about that. I feel like he's not giving you the reassurance that you need. And I don't want to say the attention, but the attention that you're needing. When you lack stuff like that in a relationship, I feel like you tend to try and find it somewhere else, which is why maybe you're looking into being interested in other people and like seeing other people. I would sit back and be like, okay, is this the relationship that I'm wanting to be in? Do I think I can make this work? Can I be loyal and faithful to him? And if the answer is no, maybe it's best for y'all to kind of separate and part ways. But maybe y'all can also work on it too. I would just think about what it is that you're wanting and needing out of a relationship, and see if this relationship is doing that for you. I know that you said that you can't see being without him. If he's wanting to be exclusive and you're having trouble doing that, I would definitely not put yourself in a situation where temptation can arise. But with that being said, I would be open with him and just tell him like, listen, this is how I'm feeling. Maybe there's something in the relationship that you're missing and that you need. I would find out what your love languages are. Maybe you need words of affirmation and you need that quality time from him that he's not giving you. See if that's something that he can work on. Find out what his love language is. Maybe y'all are just not quite on the same page with things, and that's why you're getting that feeling of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not distraction, but where you're tending to kind of veer off onto another path. I wish all the best of luck. I hope it works out. How was it that I move over and the glare is already hitting me? This is driving me nuts. He's not my boyfriend, but someone I'm really interested in. He's in the States right now and I'm in Germany, and the distance plus time shift makes it really hard. He's busy all the time and I get the feeling that he loses interest. I don't know how to deal with my feelings. We text every day over Snapchat, but I'm the one who's trying the most. Do you have a tip? I'm told that I have the feeling he's not trying anymore, and his response was that he is busy but tries to make time for me. I often read that a guy will make time for you, and being busy / being busy working is a sign he's not interested. But does that even count the same way for military guys? I'm so confused. For starters, I'm gonna say this. Just because he's in the military does not make him any different from any other guy. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. I am a firm believer that if a guy is interested in you, he will make time for you. So if you feel like he's not interested anymore, I would trust your gut feeling, because your gut will not steer you wrong. Yes, he might be busy with work, but it takes 2 seconds to send you a quick text message and tell you that. If he truly wanted to, he would make time for you. That's all I'm saying. I can understand it happening every now and then, but if this is something that is becoming a common reoccurrence, there's something going on. If a guy is interested, you will know. Is there any community that would be possible to discuss any difficulties or any books that you would suggest to be prepared for long distance and military relationships? So yeah, oh, the hot tub turned on. Yes, there is a ton of communities out there. I would definitely go on Facebook. They have a ton of like milso pages, and no, you do not need to be married to someone in the military to join these Facebook groups. Yes, they can be drama filled, but I personally have not ever experienced any drama with these pages, and they can be such a good resource. I will try and link them down below, and any books that I can find that I really like that I think are helpful, I'll link them in the description box for you guys. But yes, there are tons of communities out there. I know he's busy, however, I don't think he doesn't have 1 or 2 minutes checking up on me daily. It really sucks that right now, if I don't reach out, he'll never talk to me on weekdays. He makes it a habit, and it's drained me. I'm sending hugs your way. I am so sorry that you're dealing with this. But like I said earlier in my previous response, if a guy is interested, he will make time for you. So if he is not making time for you, bye. Kick him to the curb. Like, no, you deserve better than that. There is no excuse. Like, yes, guys get busy when they're on deployment. They're not going to be able to talk to you every second of every day, and that's okay. There are certain situations where I can like understand that, but if you're the one that's always putting in the effort, you're the one that's always reaching out, no. It takes 2 seconds to send a message. If you're busy, hey, I'm gonna be busy today. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to talk. I'll talk to you when I can. Love you, bye. It's not that hard. Oh, speaking of military men, Danny just got home. How come nobody talks about the cheating in military? It's true. Unfortunately, it does happen. Not always. There's a stereotype that, oh, military guys are always gonna cheat on you. That's not true. But I would be lying if I said that they don't. They do. And you have to be careful, because if you're on deployment and people like you, they'll keep this secret for you. Danny knows about that. Hi. Just talking about military men and women cheating on people on deployment. It's unfortunate, but it does happen.
Okay, you're redoing the video?
But it's like with anything, even in the civilian world, people cheat all the time. I don't know, you just have to be careful. You have to trust the person you're with. If you're gonna be in a relationship, I feel like loyalty should be very easy. I don't know, that's just me personally. But yes, it unfortunately does happen. But how do you change your mindset on this? How do I be okay with not seeing him or talking to him in sudden changes? This is so hard to answer, mainly because there is no right answer. I feel like it's different for everyone. I can kind of tell you kind of what helped me. If I continue to tell myself something enough, I start to believe it. It's like with anything, even with lies. Like if you tell a lie enough, you almost start to believe that lie yourself. I don't know if this is a good example to use. If you constantly feed yourself that positivity, eventually you'll start to live by that, and you'll start to actually believe it, which will make it easier to adjust to. In reality, it also has a lot to do with you just kind of do. When it comes to the military especially, you don't really have much of a choice. So if you don't learn to be okay with it, and you choose to stay in the relationship that you're in that involves the military, you're gonna get left behind. You are going to be miserable and drive yourself crazy. And for me, it was very easy. I didn't want to be miserable all the time. I didn't want to be sad all the time. I like to look at the brighter side of things. I like to look for the positive in situations. I'm still not the best with change. It's not my favorite thing. I'm learning to love it, because change can be good. Change isn't always bad. I would be lying if I said that it's easy, because for some people it might be easy, but for me personally, it's not. So I wouldn't say that I've ever been okay with not seeing my significant other. No one's going to be okay with that. Obviously, you would rather see see them and you would rather have them around. But you just have to remind yourself, this is a season of life that will soon pass. You're not gonna be in this scenario feeling the way that you're feeling at that moment for the rest of your life. They will eventually come back. This deployment will be over. And before you know it, the deployment and the hardship that you're going through right now is gonna be a thing of the past. It is going to be a distant memory. To be honest, sometimes you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, is it time for you to leave for deployment yet? Like, come on. All jokes aside though, it's just reminding yourself that this feeling will not last forever. Yes, it sucks right now, but they're not always gonna be gone. You get to have that like, I miss you feeling again. You get to become independent and kind of do things on your own. Cause like I've mentioned before in previous videos, I tend to rely heavily on my significant other when they're home. Whereas when they're gone, all of that responsibility then falls on you. Like you don't have a choice but to do it yourself. So when he's home, I take advantage of it, cause why not? And you can use this time to grow not only together, but separately as well. And this is the time to do that. Like this is the time to take care of you, do things for you. Try and look at the positives of the situation that you're in. Try and really focus on the bright side of things and just remind yourself that it's not gonna last forever. How do you send them something? So I'm assuming you mean like care packages or like mail. I always go to the post office. So you can go to UPS, the post office, you know, what have you, and they can literally walk you through it step for step. I know that there are certain forms, depending where in the world your package is going. It's super easy. It takes no time at all. They'll help you out. They'll tell you exactly what you need to fill out. You literally just go in there, fill out the information, slap that sucker on the top of the box, give them the box, and bam, they send it. I will say I would recommend sending your package like a month in advance. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but sometimes it can take a little longer for them to get it. So you don't want to send it like a week or two before and then not get to them in time. This comment is similar to one that I touched on earlier. Is there a group for military girlfriends? Yes, there is. On Facebook, there is a MILSO page or a military wives page in pretty much every duty station that you go to. You do not have to be a wife to be accepted into the group. I'm not married. I'm just a military girlfriend and I am on multiple different pages. Even from the duty stations that I've been to previously, I'm on all of them. And like I said, it is a huge resource. You can get so much information for people. I know it's really good for mothers. Like a lot of the military moms on there will go through and they'll talk about the doctors. They discuss with each other different things that their kids are going through and like they get advice from each other. If you're new to the area or like you haven't moved to the place yet, you can go on these Facebook groups and ask where are the best schools, where's a good location, does anybody have a house that they're trying to rent out? Like you can find out so much information from these pages. I would look into it if I was you. Like I always say, it's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. Is it true that they go in a mission, it almost becomes a year before they can go home because someone is messaging me that he is a part of a peace missions officers? I just have to make sure, thank you. So I'm a little confused by the wording. I am affiliated with the Navy. I don't really know much about any of the other branches. I mean, my brother's in the Army, but again, their terminology and their stuff is way different from the Navy, or it's very different from what I know in regards to the Navy. It's the same but different. So I'm not sure what branch you're referring to, whether it's Coast Guard, Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force, but I can say I haven't ever heard that terminology before. It kind of sounds like this person isn't even in the military to begin with. So I would just look into that and be careful because I've never heard of a peace missions officer. I don't know what that is. And as for them going on a mission and then coming home in a year, that also doesn't sound right. I mean, they do missions while they're on deployment, but they don't go on a mission that takes a year. Does that make sense? That's not a thing. And even with deployments, yeah, I know like sometimes when they go out on the carrier or even just on deployments in general, their deployment can get extended. So they'll be gone for 6 months and it can get extended an extra 2 months. So they'll be gone for 8. So yes, typically they can be gone for 12 months, but that's just very rare for them to be gone that long. Even with a carrier, it's like, I'd say like 9 to 10 months is a long deployment for them. One of my best friends, he was on the carrier for 10 months, but still, that's not in every situation. You know what I mean? Like that's not in every deployment situation. I would check into this because that doesn't seem right. I'm getting all sorts of like vibes from that. I'm not picking up what he's putting down, if you catch my drift. All right, guys, and we have come to the end of the video. If y'all enjoy this or you would like me to do a part 2, let me know in the comments below because I have a ton more questions on several other videos that I can go through and answer for you guys. I promise I will not take forever to get to it again like I did this time. I'm sorry. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe because it really helps support my channel, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.